Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on Mississippi, contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we're just moments away from the start of Game 1 between ICC and Co Lin. A partly cloudy afternoon here at the ballpark, as we're going to be back in a moment with today's Coca-Cola starting lineups. Actually, let's hear a word from Coke and be back with more right after this.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
Shortstop, number 6, Alex Anthony. Designated player, number 5, Morgan Dubose. Right fielder, number 10, Taylor Bryant. Behind the plate for the Lady Wolves, number 8, Julie Schuerman. Center fielder, number 9, Paige Hewlin. At second base, number 14, Abigail Thornton. Third base, number 12, Tori Pettit. And at first base, number 00, Allie Livingston. And in the circle for the Lady Wolves and flex player number 28, Mackenzie Smith. The Co Lin Lady Wolves are coached by Alan Kent, Jackie Johnson, and Caitlin Foster. And now today's lineup for your 2018 ICC Lady Indians. Leading off and playing center field, number 7, Corey Child. Right fielder, number 15, Meg Sullivan. Catching behind the plate, number 11, Sam Conley. Designated player, number 18, Mackenzie Piper. Left fielder, number 10, Hannah Williams. Pitching in the circle for the Lady Indians, number 21, Bailey Streetfield. At first base, number 22, Shelby Newsom. At third base, number 3, Olivia Burns. And at second base, number 9, Madison Carnes. Your flex player, number 5, Rachel Skernisha. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lady Indians, Lady Wolves, let's play ball.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's tailgate 101.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here on Let's Go ICCTV.com. Game 1 between ICC and Co Lin. ICC comes with a record of 20-6, 11-1 overall, and Co Lin comes in with a record of 14-11, 5-5 in conference play. We do welcome everyone that's watching here on Let's Go ICCTV.com, and do want to say a special hello to those that might be watching down in the south part of the state in favor of Co Lin this afternoon.
Leading off for Co Lin, right fielder number 7, Callie Fortenberry.
So this will be Fortenberry due up here to start things off for the Wolves. ICC in the circle here in Game 1 is Bailey Springfield. She's an 11-2 overall with a 1.29 ERA. She had 62 strikeouts and 76 innings pitched. So waiting that Renaissance Bank opening pitch. It's on its way, and it's outside for a ball. 2:01 is the official start time here in Fulton. So that Renaissance Bank pitch coming your way at 2:01. So the first pitch outside for a ball. A busy week here for ICC softball as this pitch popped up and is going to get out of play. 1-1 now is the count. They played on Tuesday at Pearl River where they split. Came back Wednesday, played Mississippi Delta in their annual breast cancer awareness series. They picked up a pair of wins there and trying to find 2 conference wins this afternoon here in Fulton. ICC in their white tops, red pants. As this pitch coming, low and outside for a ball. Co Lin in their gray tops, blue pants. So 2-1 now. Goes the count here to Fortenberry. To be Fortenberry, Anthony, and Dubose due up here in the top of the first for the Wolves. That pitch, thought she committed to it that time, said she did not. 3-1 now. Goes the count. Looked like she swung at that one. Not really an angle for the first base umpire or the infield umpire to look at. So 3-1 pitch coming. And that one across for a strike. 3-2 now goes the count. Good job by Springfield to battle back, zip that one down the middle. And force the count to go full. You can hear the wind blowing. It's actually blowing into the ballpark today. Ground ball, Stranisha gets it over at short, throws over in time for the putout. Score that one 6-3 for those of you watching at home. Rachel Stranisha with the assist there at shortstop.
Shortstop number 6, Alec Anthony.
So this will be Anthony, the shortstop, coming up to the plate now with 1 out and nobody on here. Top of the first, game 1 between ICC and Co Lin. Said you can hear the wind blowing over our crowd mic as that pitch finds the corner of the plate for a strike. This is Alex Anthony. She's batting .343 with a .422 on base percentage, .414 slugging. Stands in awaiting the pitch here from Springfield. That pitch high and outside for a ball. Well, judging by the way the home plate umpire is setting up, it's going to be tough to get that outside corner call for a pitch today. As most of the time they set up almost in between, but he is pretty much even with the batter in his approach. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 now is the count here to Anthony. So Callie Fortenberry started us off. She grounded out to the shortstop. This is Alex Anthony now, digging in with a 1-2 count. Pitch on its way, that one missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss. See if you couldn't get her to chase one out of the zone. 2-2 now goes the count. Cloudy afternoon here in Fulton. Not supposed to get any rain. Let's hope that stays true for the day. If anything, it's helping us out here in the ICC Foundation press box, not having to look back into the sun. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. That's a Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first of the game for Bailey Springfield. That is her 77th of the season. And now this is going to be Dubose coming to the plate. Morgan Dubose batting .375 on the year. Fouls that one back, strike 1. She's got a .387 on base percentage, .431 slugging, entering today's series. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Wolves. ICC and Co Lin scoreless here in game 1 in the top of the first. So Springfield getting set to deliver. That pitch missing low, evens up the count now at 1-1. Well, this Co Lin team at 14-11, 5-5. Overall, that's a very deceiving record. This is a pretty good ball team coming to Fulton this afternoon. Much like Pearl River, Co Lin has always just been a thorn in the side of this ICC program as that pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. So 1-2 now is the count. 2 outs, top of the first. Co Lin, a team that's been known for batting power as well. Typically has someone that's in the top of the country when it comes to home runs. Taylor Bryant this season, leading the team with 7. So 2-2 now is the count. 2 outs, nobody on here. Top of the first. Springfield's pitch coming. Popped up, slow roller, going to be trouble here. Throw over is not in time. Good speed there by Dubose to leg out that infield single. Got just enough of it to get over the head of Springfield.
Right fielder,
Right there,
number
the pitcher.
10, Taylor Bryant.
And Sternisha, when she got to it, the ball kind of had a little funny spin on it. And she couldn't quite get it up quickly enough to get over to first to beat the speed of Dubose. Now up is going to be the number 4 batter. This is going to be Taylor Bryant. As we said, Taylor leading the team with home runs with 7. She's batting .383 with a .519 on base percentage. Beautiful off-speed pitch across for a strike. She has an impressive .800 slugging percentage. She leads the team in that category. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, Co Lin trying to spark a 2-out rally here. Springfield trying to find a way out of the inning. That pitch across for a count, and Bailey quickly ahead in the count now, 0-2. We'll keep it here in between innings and give you today's Coca-Cola starting lineups for both teams. And there's strike 3. Got her looking.
High, swing.
Springfield already with 2. Renaissance Bank strikeouts in the contest. That is her 78th of the season, and ICC gets out of a small jam there in the top of the first inning. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups for both teams. And, of course, when we talk about today's starting lineups, they're being brought to you by Coke. Coke and ICC. Now, that's a winning combination, and ICC hopes to have the winning combination today in their starting lineup. Let's look at the Indians here. Leading things off will be the center fielder, Corey Childs. Batting second, playing in right field, will be Meg Sullivan. Batting third, catching will be Samantha Conley. Batting fourth will be the DP, Mackenzie Piper. Batting fifth, playing in left field, will be Hannah Williams. Batting sixth, and as you saw pitching, is Bailey Springfield. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, Shelby Newsom. Batting eighth will be Olivia Burns. She's playing third base. Batting ninth and playing second is Madison Carnes. The flex today will be the shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. Here's your lineup for the visiting Wolves. We've already saw 4 of them. Leading things off was Callie Fortenberry. She's in right field. Batting second is Alex Anthony. She's the shortstop. Batting third is Morgan Dubose. She's the DP. Batting fourth is the left fielder, Taylor Bryant. Batting fifth, she'll be leading things off in the second, will be Julie Schumerman. Apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Batting sixth is Paige Hullen, playing in center field. Batting seventh will be the second baseman, Abigail Thornton. Batting eighth will be Tori Pettit. She'll be playing third base. And batting ninth is going to be Allison Livingston. The flex player today for Co Lin will be the pitcher, Mackenzie Smith. Take a look at some numbers on Mackenzie Smith. Of course, these stats being brought to you by the Sonic here in Fulton. She's 2-2 on the year. She's pitched 26 innings, has struck out 26, has a 5.38 ERA. Really surprised we're not seeing Mackenzie Gross today, as she is 5-2 on the year with a 3.32 ERA. Bailey Root with a 2.94. So Mackenzie Smith getting the starting nod here for Co Lin in game 1. This will be Corey Childs leading things off here for the Indians. Corey, she's a sophomore out of New Site, batting .292. She's got a .420 on base percentage and a .333 slugging. As that pitch across for a strike. Now, of course, a new rule has been in effect, and it's kind of hurt some of these slap hitters. If you make contact with the ball out of the batter's box, you're automatically out, which makes sense. But that was a rule that has been in effect, and the umpires have been paying a lot of attention to that this year. And so slap hitters have had to make it a big adjustment this season. That pitch up high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Childs, Sullivan, and Conley all due up here in the bottom of the first for ICC. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Smith doing a good job of filling up the strike zone early here for the Wolves. So awaiting the 1-2 pitch here. And Childs chases a high one, pops it back and out of play over the top of the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. And, of course, when we talk about the ICC Foundation broadcast booth, we do remind you that if you would like to contribute to Itawamba Community College, you could do so by visiting iccms.edu for more information. 1-2 is the count. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Throw over in time for the putout, 1-3. Smith with the assist.
Fielder,
First baseman
number 15,
Allison Livingston with
Meg
the putout.
Sullivan.
And now this is going to be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate here for the Indians. Corey Childs quickly running back up to Meg to maybe give her a idea of what to expect and where Smith is working early. The Wolves got a base hit but couldn't get anything going in the top half of the inning. ICC trying to get something going here in the bottom half, and that pitch across for a strike. Meg Sullivan leading the team with a .421 batting average, .494 on base. That's also a team high, and a team high .684 slugging percentage. She is a sophomore out of Springville, Alabama. That pitch missing high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. One out and nobody on here for the Indians. Bottom of the first, game one. Sullivan rips one. This is going to be a fair ball. It's going to be down for extra bases. Meg's going to hit into second, and a big-time clutch hit there for Meg Sullivan. Take a look at that one on the Little Caesars replay. Meg, she is blistering the ball. I know that is the third double I've seen her hit this week. Of course, I was not here for the Delta Series. And a big-time hit there for Meg Sullivan. Now up is going to be Samantha Conley, the catcher here for the Indians, with the runner in scoring position and only one out. So Conley will dig in. Takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. Samantha batting .333. She's got a .438 on base percentage, .429 slugging. She's got 19 RBIs on the year. We'd love to see her pick up number 20. This pitch fouled off, out of play. 0-2 now goes the count. Had a chance to talk with Samantha's dad before the game via Facebook Messenger, and know that he's watching this afternoon in support of his baby girl. And there's a line shot over the head of the shortstop. Ball got away. And that's going to be a run scored for the Indians. Right on cue was Conley. As ICC now takes a 1-0 lead. The ball took a funny hop at the feet of the left fielder, and that allowed Sullivan to come around and score. And now up is going to be Mackenzie Piper. Mackenzie, the DP this afternoon. She's batting .353. Takes a look at that pitch low for a ball. She's got a .384 on base percentage and .412 slugging. As the catcher, Schumerman, wants to go out and talk to her pitcher here. Conley's over at first base. She was able to drive in Meg Sullivan to give ICC a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 is the count here to Mackenzie Piper. Piper showing bunt, pulls back, and rips one, and that's almost a carbon copy of the hit we just saw out of Conley. And there is back-to-back singles now, as that one over the head of the shortstop drops. And back-to-back singles now. And it's actually back-to-back-to-back hits for the Indians. And now up is going to be Hannah Williams, the left fielder. ICC trying to get something rolling here early on. They lead it already 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Runners on first and second with one out. Williams, look at that pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 is the count here to Hannah Williams. Williams batting .289 on the year. She's got a .352 on base percentage, .340 slugging. Rips one, pops it up to left field. Left fielder's going to have to hurry, gets over in foul territory, and gets it for the out out number 2. And now up is going to be Bailey Springfield. Well, Bailey can really help her own cause here. She can come up with a base hit here. For Bailey, she's batting .312 with a .361 on base percentage, .494 slugging. Takes a look at that first pitch high. She's got 15 RBIs on the year, 1 home run. Not going to be too greedy, but wouldn't mind seeing number 2. But with the wind blowing into the field today, you're really going to have to touch one to get it out of the ballpark. We would love to see her pick up her 16th, maybe even 17th RBI of the year. That pitch, outside corner, 1-1 now is the count. Bailey had a couple of triples in that Delta series. It's that pitch. Tried to hit a little changeup, hung on the hand a little too long, floated up for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Springfield. So Bailey coming to the plate now with a 2-1 count. Wind is blowing out towards right. I wouldn't necessarily call it blowing out. It's basically blowing from foul pole to foul pole, occasionally blowing in from the right field side towards the home dugout. Springfield pokes that one forward. Foul ball. And now the count goes 2-2. ICC fell to number 8 in this week's rankings after dropping a pair of games to the number 2 team in the country. Trying to get back in that rhythm. And Springfield chases a high one for strike 3. Just could not hold off for the high heat that time. And that's the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Smith, the 27th of the season. Let's take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. The Indians lead it 1-0 after 1 complete. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most asbestos for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza. At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set now to move to the top of the second inning. It's a 1-0 lead here in favor of ICC after an RBI single by Samantha Connolly pushed across Meg Sullivan, who doubled for the first of the day for ICC. And it's going to be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here. This is Julie Sherman, the catcher. And once again, I apologize if I say that name wrong. And then Paige Hullen and Abigail Thornton due up here in the bottom of the second. Co Lin does have 1 hit on the day. It belongs to Morgan DeBose. That pitch across for a strike. Do want to give a shout out to Saltillo, the 3rd graders watching in here, along with the boss lady, Dana Kirk. An illegal pitch was called. Didn't really see what Bailey did. So 1-1 is the count. That pitch missing just low. 2-1 now is the count. Schumer, Hullen, and Thornton due up. Schumer batting .358 with a .449 on base percentage, .463 slugging percentage for Co Lin. 2-1 pitch coming. That went up high for a ball. Springfield a little struggling to locate right now. One of those, just take a step back, deep breath, and just get ready to deliver one here. 3-1 now is the count. Schumerman is leading us off. Swung on, missed, actually fouled it back, or ticked it as they say. 3-2 now goes the count on Sherman. So waiting the 3-2 pitch here from Springfield. She's already got 2 Renaissance Bank strikeouts of the day. Make it 3. Nicely done by Bailey to battle back there after falling behind in the count 3-1. Filled up the zone and just could not find it that time. Was Sherman. And now this will be Hewlin, the center fielder. Well, just a little connection here thanks to Scott Conley, Paige, and Samantha. Good buddies down in that New Orleans area. Played on the same softball team down in New Orleans as they were coming up, and obviously did good. Both of them finding their way to play some college softball here in the state of Mississippi. First pitch missing for a ball. Little check swing, and it's going to be a foul ball. 1-1 now is the count. So I'm sure Scott's back home. Would love to see Paige do well, but not too well this afternoon, as of course he's wanting his baby girl, and the Indians come away with the win here. So 1-1 is the count. 1 out, nobody on here for the Wolves. That pitch clips the corner of the plate for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Here to Paige Hewlin. Thornton on deck for the Wolves. Hewlin batting .313 with a .395 on base percentage, .343 slugging. 1-2 pitch coming. Not a bad spot to miss after getting that outside corner. See if you couldn't get her to chase one a little bit further outside. Evens up the count now at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and nobody on here in the top of the second for Co Lin. This pitch popped up left side of the field. Hannah Williams over and makes the play in foul territory for out number 2. Nicely done out there by Hannah.
Number 14,
got a good read
Abigail
off the bat
Thornton.
on where the ball was going. Got over there in a hurry. Was able to camp underneath it for the easy out. 2 away now. And this is going to be Abigail Thornton, the second baseman. Thornton batting .281 on the year. She's got a .333 on base percentage and a .313 slugging percentage. Trying to spark the bat for the Wolves here with 2 outs. Takes up that pitch that falls off the table just a bit too soon for Springfield. Goes for a ball. Well, a cloudy afternoon here in Fulton. It can stay that way. Temperatures are kind of nice. Wind isn't blowing too bad. Not as bad as it was down at Pearl River earlier this week. Shows butt, pulls back, takes it for a ball. It was cold and then it got colder as the day progressed out there in Poplarville. Kind of a jagged little pill for the Indians to swallow in game 2 after getting squeezed a little bit in the strike zone. 2-0 is the count. That pitch goes high for a ball. So Springfield's look good at times, has kind of struggled, but if you think about it, she's third game of the week that she's pitched. She also plays either third base or shortstop. So this is actually a pretty long week for ICC. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. 3-1 now is the count. If Thornton were to reach, it'd be Tori Pettit, the third baseman, due up next for the Wolves. 3-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch coming. Popped up and back and out of play 3-2 now goes the count here on Thornton. Thornton, not really a big fan of that softball there, wants another one. We'll make a little quick exchange with the home plate umpire. Well, if you're listening in the area, there's a few seats left if you'd like to come out to the ballpark this afternoon. 3-2 is the count here. And lost her. Pitch inside. And that's going to be the first walk of the afternoon here for Springfield. And that's going to bring up Tori Pettit, the third baseman, with 2 outs and a runner on first. So Pettit will dig in here, trying to spark a 2-out rally for the Wolves in the top of the second. 1-0 ICC with the lead. Pettit batting .240 on the year, .345 on base percentage. As she fouls this one back for strike 1. She also has a .320 slugging percentage. Pitch coming, this one ripped, and if it stays fair, it's trouble, but it goes foul by about 2 feet. So nothing but a long, exciting strike there. On Pettit, 0-2 now is the count. So 0-2 is the count, 2 outs and a runner at first. That's Thornton, who drew a walk in the previous at-bat. 0-2 pitch coming. Snap throw down to first is not in time. That pitch just missing up a little bit for the umpire's liking. Not a bad spot to go after that time for Bailey Springfield. So awaiting the 1-2 pitch here from Springfield. And that one missing low. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. ICC leading 1-0 here in the top of the second. Game 1 between ICC and Co Lin, this MAC-JC doubleheader this afternoon in Fulton. Pitch popped up, right fielder Meg Sullivan over in foul territory and makes the play. Nicely done. Out there by Meg Sullivan in right field to get the out. And in the inning, as Co Lin, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom of the second, where it'll be Shelby Newsom, Olivia Burns, and Madison Carnes due up for ICC in the bottom of the second. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. So we do want to remind you that the Choice Pawn in Fulton, with a going out of business sale right now, everything is just about 90% off. Just basically come in and say, hey, let's make a deal. Going on now here at the Choice Pawn in Fulton, the one in Tupelo, going under new management. And see the toss down there, and we're getting set to go here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Shelby Newsom leading us off here for the Indians. She's playing first base. She'll be followed by Burns and Carnes here in the bottom of the second. ICC leading it now 1-0 after an RBI single by Samantha Conley. That's scored Meg Sullivan from second. And this is going to be Shelby Newsom coming to the plate. Shelby takes a look at that first pitch, high for a ball. Shelby batting .304 with a .360 on base percentage and .348 slugging. Takes a look at that pitch outside for a ball. Boy, she was knocking the cover off the ball before suffering a ankle injury about the second, maybe third week of the season. Missed about three weeks of action. And so she's trying to find her bat. It's been there at times. Be really good to see her back in early season form. That pitch down the middle for a strike after a 3-0 count. She was taking the whole way that time, was Newsom. So 3-1 now is your count here on Shelby Newsom. She's out of Cleveland, Mississippi. And takes that one for ball 4. And so she will get the free pass down to first. She and Bailey Springfield both reverse transfers out of Delta State.
Olivia Burns.
And now this is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. So Burns coming to the plate. She's batting .405 with a .469 on base percentage, .429 slugging. So she's on. Swings on the first pitch she sees. Center fielder drifting over. Camps underneath it for out number 1. Good bat on the ball, but as I said, you're really going to have to touch one to get it out of the ballpark today.
Second baseman number 9, Madison Carnes.
And this is going to be Madison Carnes now coming to the plate. Madison out of North Pontotoc High School, batting .237. She's got a .310 on base percentage, .263 slugging. That number 9 batter takes that first pitch across for a strike. Well, Newsom started the inning off with the walk. Burns, you just saw there, swing on the first pitch, flying out to center field on a well-hit softball. Just couldn't quite get enough on it. So you hear the winds blowing into the field here. Carnes ropes one, and this is trouble. It's down. This is going to go for extra bases for Carnes. And Madison Carnes with a big-time hit there. The double for Carnes. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. The second extra base hit of the day here for the Indians. That double was the second double of the year for Carnes. And now this is going to be Corey Childs coming to the plate. Corey digging in here. She grounded out to the pitcher in her first at bat. Takes that pitch high for a ball. So now the Indians trying to get something going here. They lead it 1-0, scoring 1 run in the bottom of the first. Now a chance to open this one up a little bit here in the bottom of the second. Childs in that leadoff spot only has 3 RBIs on the year. Takes that pitch high for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Would love to see Corey pick up her 4th, and hey, let's be greedy, maybe get that 5th RBI of the season here. And it's Shelby Newsom over at 3rd. Madison Carnes is at 2nd. That pitch finds just enough of the strike zone to warrant a strike call. A little high and outside in my opinion, but guess what? My opinion don't matter. So 2-1 now is the count. That pitch hangs up high. Snap throw back down to 3rd. Nearly got away from the 3rd baseman that time, as Newsom dives back safely. 3-1 now is the count here on Corey Childs. Childs fouls this one straight back and out of play. 3-2 now goes the count here on the sophomore out of New Site. Sun trying to peek out a little bit here in Fulton. As we said, an overcast, cloudy day. Not really expecting any rain. Let's hope it stays that way throughout the rest of the day. And Childs takes ball 4. Second walk of the inning here. And now bases are loaded for Meg Sullivan. Sullivan doubled in
At
her
the
last
plate for
at-bat.
Lady Indians, number 15, Meg Sullivan.
The ICC fans watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com as well as the ICC softball complex would love to see Meg maybe get a redo of her last at-bat. Meeting in the circle here for Co Lin. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message. Surrender to the toppings. Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the meeting on the mound is being broke up here. No changes are being made for Co Lin as Meg Sullivan will dig in with bases full of Indians. Meg with the team leading 4 home runs. Takes a look at that pitch, high for a ball. As we said, Meg picked up her 9th double of the year in her previous at-bat. She does have 20 RBIs on the year. That leads the team. Would love to see her add to that here. Sullivan ground ball, third baseman, look what I found. Throws home, and the ball gets away, and she's safe. Take a look at that one there. Tough play by the third baseman. Threw it in the dirt. The tag was there,
Number 11,
but lost the softball.
Sam Conley.
And so that will be a fielder's choice, an RBI on the play as that scores Newsom. And now this is going to be Samantha Conley coming to the plate. That pitch missing outside for a ball. Steve Diffie watching. Remind you, ICC's next game scheduled for Monday at Holmes. Steve will have that broadcast there. We'll have you that information coming through over the weekend on where you can watch that game if you can't make it out to Goodman. Appreciate Steve Diffie, a very good friend of the ICC Sports Information Department. Also, the BFF of Chuck. If you don't know who Chuck is, get on Instagram and look up Charlie B Loves ICC. Ground ball to second baseman. Going to go over to first. And Carnes will score the run. Take a look at that one as you can score the putout 4-3, but get an RBI for Conley, her second RBI of the game, as Madison Carnes comes in to score. And now with 2 outs, this is going to be Mackenzie Piper at the plate. So Piper trying to extend the inning here for the Indians. They've scored 2. Trying to keep it going here. Piper looks at that pitch, high for a ball. So that pitch missing for a ball. Runners on second and third here for the Indians. 2 outs. Piper pops it up. That's kind of a tongue twister as it gets back out of play. Over the top of the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. For more information on how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College, whether it be scholarships, building funds, or more, visit iccms.edu. That's through the ICC Foundation. Change up, and it was a beauty. Inside corner for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on the DP, Mackenzie Piper. Piper with 17 RBIs on the year. That's good for third on the team. Let's go ahead and see if you can get 19 here. Instead, looks at that pitch low for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here on the pride of Pell City, Alabama. Mackenzie Piper, if you're not for sure where Pell City is, well, if you've ever been from Fulton to Atlanta, you drive right past it. 2-2 is the count with 2 outs. Piper puts the bat on the ball, but it's going to be foul. Good idea by Pipe that time as they were shading her to her left. Tried to poke it out there in right field, just sliced foul. And the count will stay 2-2 here on McKenzie. McKenzie had a single in her first at bat. Looks at that pitch Low for a ball. Now the count goes 3-2. That was her 25th hit of the year. Back in that one-run first inning, she was left stranded in that inning. So now the count goes 3-2 here to Piper. Ground ball, second baseman, easy play. Throw over in time for the putout. 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. Back-to-back Indians retired by the second baseman for ICC. But the Indians do get 2 runs
I'd like to give my little buddy
on
Ruby
1
Reese
hit.
a happy birthday today.
And the Indians lead it 3-0. Let's take a look at some of today's highlights here in Fulton.
Happy birthday, Rudy.
And we're going to start with a Renaissance Bank strikeout by Bailey Springfield, followed by the second of the game, a beautiful pitch on that outside corner to end the first inning. And then it's going to be Meg Sullivan who's going to come up with a double here for the Indians. As we said, only either got 10 or 20-second options on our replays. As you see, got it over the head of the first baseman, dropped, and she easily turned that into 2. And then this next at bat is going to be Samantha Conley, who gets a little flare for a single that eventually came around to allow Meg Sullivan to score. Even though the ball was bobbled, Meg really never checked up at third base. She looks at it there, head down, and she's heading home. Good call by Coach Kirk to get that first run across for the Indians there in the first. And then it was Mackenzie Piper putting the bat on the ball. Basically a carbon copy hit of that one for the third hit of the day for ICC. This was another strikeout, the third strikeout of the day for Bailey Springfield. And you're going to see a double here off the bat of Madison Carnes. That got Newsom over to third. And then it was Meg Sullivan who reached on a fielder's choice. The throw was in the dirt, got away.
Coming to the plate for the Lady Wolves, number
Or didn't get away, excuse me, just threw it off for her for a second. And then you're going to see a ground out RBI here by Sam Conley. That made it 3-0. So that's where we're at right now here in the contest as we get set now to move to the top of the third. ICC with a 3-0 lead. That pitch across for a strike. This is the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Wolves. This is going to be Allison Livingston. Allie is the first baseman, batting an impressive team best 444 on the season. She does have a 545 on base percentage to go along with a 444 slugging percentage. She's leading things off here for the Wolves in the top of the third. Pops this one up. Left fielder Hannah Williams going to trek over and gets it for the out. So that ball out, number 1. And we go back to the top of the lineup here. And Callie Fortenberry. Fortenberry, in her first at bat of the day, grounded out to the shortstop, Rachel Sternisha, to start the contest. I know Rachel's got a lot of family watching throughout the country. I believe her mom is able to make it today. She's having a split time between Rachel and her younger sister, as that change up falls off the table just a bit too soon. So we do want to give a shout out to some of Rachel's family watching out of state. So 1-0 is the count. That pitch finds the outside corner of the plate, evens the count now at 1-1. If you are watching, hit us up on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. Follow us while you're there. So if you're away from your computer, can't keep up with the game, you can keep up with updates being brought to you by Lee Adams this afternoon. He's also shooting photos for ICCimages.com. That pitch, good looking pitch. Caught a ball. Conley held on to a little extra and kind of make, are you sure you wanted to call that a ball? 2-1 now is the count. To go back about ICC Images, you can now get those digital downloads for $1. 2-1 count coming. Ground ball. Sternisha finds it. Throws it over in time for the putout. Take a look at that on the Renaissance Bank, or excuse me, the Little Caesars instant replay.
Number 6, Alex Anthony.
As that's out number 2 in the inning now. And this is going to be Alex Anthony coming to the plate. Alex struck out the first of 3 Renaissance Bank strikeout victims this afternoon for Co Lin. Change up, and it's a beauty across for a strike. Well, those that may not watch a lot of softball, if you can get a change up working for strikes and mix it in your pitches, it can really keep batters on their heels throughout the afternoon, and Bailey has been able to do that here early on. Fastball, and that's what it does. You look at one speed, then come back with a little bit of high heat like Bailey did there, and that's 0-2 now is the count to the shortstop, Alex Anthony. So 0-2 is the count, nobody on, 2 outs, top of the 3rd. And that one just missing low, not a bad spot to miss. After getting here with some high heat, see if you couldn't get her to chase one out of the zone. 1-2 now is the count here on Anthony. So 1-2 now is the count here. 2 outs. Nobody on for the Wolves. Awaiting the pitch. Ground ball right to Newsom over at first, and she's able to step on the bag and get the out. 3 unassisted. And so the Indians get a 3-up, 3-down, top of the 3rd inning out of the Wolves. Due up for ICC will be the number 5, 6, 7 batters, as that will be Hannah Williams, Bailey Springfield, and Shelby Newsom due up in the bottom of the 3rd. ICC leads it 3-0. Let's take a break and hear a word from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the 3rd inning. ICC is leading Co Lin 3-0 here in Game 1. The Indians got an RBI single off the bat of Samantha Connolly in the first. And then Meg Sullivan drove in Shelby Newsom on a fielder's choice. And then an RBI and a ground out by Conley.
Number 10.
And that's the difference in the game right now. As this is going to be Hannah Williams. Hannah popped up in foul territory out to left field in her previous at-bat. She's trying to get things started here for the Indians. They lead 3-0. Williams, Springfield, and Newsom due up here for ICC. That pitch up high for a ball. ICC tennis team in action today down at Gulf Coast. Bunt laid down, and this is trouble here. Turnaround throw is not in time. Nicely done there by Hannah Williams. A little surprise bunt. It worked for an infield single. Good adjustment. That pitch was on the inside. She was able to kind of torque herself to be able to adjust to the ball. Got the bunt down, and Hannah, who has pretty good speed, was able to lead the inning off with a single. Now up is going to be the pitcher, Bailey Springfield. Springfield takes a look at that pitch across for a strike. Williams almost daring the catcher to throw the ball over to first. She takes a really healthy lead at first base. At first pitch across for a strike here on Springfield. Bailey pops this one, but it's going to go foul. Nearly put that one into the lights. Probably will end up having to have the lights on before this all said and done this afternoon here in Fulton. Cloudy afternoon here, breeze blowing into the ballpark, straight in the face of the batter right now. See, right on time, can hear it blowing over the microphone as that pitch up high. Snap throw down to first, not in time. 1-2 now is the count here on Bailey Springfield. Bailey batting .312 coming into this series, .361 on base, .494 slugging. And is hit by the pitch. So she will take one for the team as she heads down to first.
Shelby Newsom.
And now up is going to be Shelby Newsom. That was the second time this season that Springfield has been hit by a pitch. And now this is going to be Shelby Newsom. Shelby walked, scored a run back in the second. Coming into this series, Newsom batting .304. She's got a .469 on base percentage. That went up after drawing that walk. Also a .429 slugging. She does have, how many RBIs? Let's see, 1 second. There she is. She does have 6 RBIs on the year. Would like to add to that total in this at bat. Newsom takes a look at that pitch, high and outside for a ball. 2-0 now. Goes the count here on the Cleveland native. Kelly Sullivan checking in on Twitter with a Roll Tribe. Kelly does not wear Crocs, much like her daughter, who is a big fan of wearing Crocs, to the point that people kind of pick on her a little bit. Of course, she's the mother of Meg Sullivan, who is playing in right field today. Third baseman wanted to come in and have a quick conversation with her pitcher to kind of get her refocused here. 3-0 now is the count to Shelby Newsom. Newsom taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now goes the count here on the first baseman. Shelby walked in her first at bat, as we've already mentioned. So 3-1 now is the count on Newsom. And she fouls this one off, and they pick it up. The throw over to first is in time. No, got away. 1 run will score. And the Indians able to pick up a run on the error. E4 on the play. So 4-0 is the score. Newsom reaching on the error, as that was Hannah Williams scoring from second. And ICC leads it now 4-0. Bailey Springfield able to advance to third on the error. So a tough break there for the Wolves. And now runners on the corners here for the Indians.
Number 3, Olivia Burns.
This is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate here for ICC. They lead it 4-0 now here in the bottom of the third. No outs, runners on the corners. Burns takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. We do want to say a special hello to those that are watching in the south part of the state in favor of the Wolves this afternoon. Remind you that we will have Game 2 coming about 20 minutes after conclusion of Game 1 here, so you don't want to stick around with us all afternoon here on Let's Go ICC TV. Burns pops this one up. Right fielder's going to have to hurry. Comes over and makes the play. Throw to first. Not in time. Boy, a great effort out there in right field that time by Fortenberry to have the wherewithal to know that the runner was well off the bag that time. Caught it immediately. Made the throw over to first to try to turn 2 to get out of the inning. Or excuse me, to get the second out. But a good effort there, though, by Newsom diving back in a hurry. And now up is going to be Madison Carnes. 1 out now. Runners still in the corners here after that nice play out in right field by Fortenberry. Madison had a double in her last at bat. Runner goes, and it's going to be a free pass to second. There's no throw. Madison, who doubled last time down that line and left. Indians would like to see that again here to see if she can push across 2 more runs. 4-0 is the lead, bottom of the third. Carnes fouls this one straight back over the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Mr. Jim Ingram, the director of the ICC Foundation, would be glad to tell you about how you can help the Itawamba Community College. Visit iccms.edu for more information on the foundation. Carnes bunts it, popped up, and the throw over to third is in time to turn 2. A nice play there by Co Lin to get out of the inning with a Little Caesars double play as that erased Springfield over at third. So they get out of the inning with minimum damage done, only 1 run scored. 4-0 is the lead in favor of ICC here. We're going to take a break and be back with the top of the 4th right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. Now as we move to the top of the 4th inning, we do have a Choice Pawn position change here. Playing third base now is going to be Joanna Vasquez, better known as JoJo.
Coming to the plate for the Lady Wolves, number 5.
So Vasquez will replace Burns at third base. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 batters due up here for Co Lin. Dubose, Bryant, and Sherman. ICC with a 4-0 lead here. We're in the top of the 4th, game 1 between ICC and Co Lin. Bailey Springfield still in the circle here for the Indians. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count here on Dubose. Dubose had a single back in the first, but was left stranded. Time is taken. Not really sure what that was, but something called by the coach over at first base. She's kind of laughing about it, said, "My bad, not play ball." So that pitch in the dirt, 1-1 now, is the count here to Dubose. Dubose batting .375 coming into this series. She does have 4 extra base hits, 8 RBIs, 27 hits overall on the season. Make it 28 as she had a single in her first at bat. Fouls this one off out of play. And 1-2 now goes the count here on Morgan Dubose. Taylor Bryant is on deck. She struck out swinging to end the first in her first at bat. So the 1-2 pitch coming. That outside corner just missing. 2-2 now is the count. So the 2-2 pitch coming, foul back, and we'll stay at 2-2. Do want to give a quick shout out, Natalie and Lucas down there in Co Lin. Lucas and Natalie do a great job for you guys down at Co Lin covering the athletics there. Change up, and it's fouled off. Lucas, been in here, I think, 3-4 years. Natalie has been down at Co Lin for a handful of years. One of my favorite people down there in that part of the world. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. As DeBose is starting off the inning. That pitch just missing again. Bailey going after that outside corner, just cannot quite find it there. So now 3-2 is the count. Nice job by DeBose battling back here to force the count to go full. We're waiting the 3-2 offering here. Pitch is popped up. Carnes and Newsom. And it's going to be Newsom collecting the ball for out number 1. Nice at bat, though, by DeBose to battle, force the count to go full.
Bryant.
But the Indians found a way to win that at-bat with the pop-up over to first. Now this is going to be Taylor Bryant coming to the plate. She is the left fielder this afternoon. She struck out swinging to end the first in her first at-bat, the second of 3. Renaissance Bank strikeout victims today for Bailey Springfield. That first pitch across for a strike. Time is taken here as Conley wants to come out and talk to Springfield. Let's give you your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here for the Indians. With the substitution here is Joanna Vasquez at third. Rachel Sternisha is the shortstop. Second baseman Madison Carnes. Over at first is Shelby Newsom. In the circle, Bailey Springfield. And behind the plate is Samantha Conley. We'll give you the outfield after this pitch. 0-1 pitch coming. Strike 2. In the outfield, left fielder Hannah Williams, center fielder Corey Childs. And out in right is Meg Sullivan. That is your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here for the Indians. And the top of the 4th. So 0-2 is the count, 1 out. Springfield getting set to deliver. Ground ball. Carnes, scoop, and throw for the putout. 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. And now up is going to be Julie Schumerman.
Julie Sherman.
Sherman. Basically, Sherman with a sure in front of it. So 2 outs now. And this is the catcher at the plate. She struck out to start the second. Trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Wolves. That pitch missing low for a ball. Co Lin, a pretty good little drive up here to Fulton, right around that 4.5-hour mark, I believe. That is if you go by the speed limit. As this pitch popped up high. Corey Childs, though, going to come in a couple of steps and get the out for out number 3. A 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Wolves. No runs, no hits, no errors in the top of the 4th. And ICC will come to the bat where to be the top of the lineup. It'll be Childs, Sullivan, and Conley due up in the bottom of the 4th. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on. For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the bottom of the fourth inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead. It'll be the 1-2-3 batters due up here for the Indians. It'll be Corey Childs leading things off here for ICC. Corey walked in her previous at-bat, was left stranded.
Number 7, Corey Childs.
In scoring position back in the second. She did ground out to the pitcher in the first. Corey entered the series batting .292. Bunt's laid down and no play. Good bunt that time by Corey Childs. She's quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog, was able to get that hit and a leadoff single there. That is the fourth straight inning that ICC was able to get the leadoff runner on, and now it is going to be Meg Sullivan. Sullivan doubled in her first at-bat, had an RBI when she reached on a fielder's choice in her previous at-bat. She's batting .421 coming into this series. Throw down is not in time. Ball gets away. And now Corey will advance to third. So a stolen base, E2, allows her to get to third. And so Corey, as we said, quick as a hiccup, can make you pay if you do not make that execution of a throw from home to second. And that's what she did there. So now an RBI opportunity, even more so now for Meg Sullivan. She has a team-high 21 RBIs so far on the season. So Meg will dig in here. Is jammed on this one. Trouble. Shortstop can't get to it. Ball will drop, and that'll be an RBI single for Meg Sullivan. Nicely done by Meg. That's her second hit of the day. Pretty good power to show that she got jammed by that one.
Number 11. Sam Conley.
As that pushes across the run, and now up is going to be Samantha Conley. So Conley will dig in here. No outs and a runner on first. That pitch missing high for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Conley. So runner at first. Sullivan, she's going to take second. And that's going to be a stolen base there for Meg. And that's Meg's 10th stolen base of the year. Corey Childs leading the team with 25. So 1-1 now is the count. That pitch, wow, a very generous strike zone there. As Conley looked at one high and outside for what I thought to be a ball, but instead called a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on Samantha. Conley pops this one. Center fielder is going to drift over and squeeze it for the putout. Throw over to third on the fake go that time. So Paige Hewlin, who is a good friend with Samantha, retiring her buddy out there in center field for the first out of the inning. And now this is going to be Mackenzie Piper coming to the plate. So Piper, who had a single in the first, grounded out to second to end the second, trying to put another run across the board here for the Indians, who lead it 5-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So McKenzie at the plate. Looks at that pitch outside. 2-0 now is the count here on Mackenzie Piper. McKenzie batting .353 coming into this series. She does have 17 RBIs. Looking to match her jersey number with number 18 in this at-bat. That pitch missing outside. 3-0 now is the count. I want to remind you that the ICC golf team will be hosting the ICC Invitational this weekend out in Amory, Akia Golf Club, formerly known as River Birch. Starts at 10 o'clock with players going off of 1 and 10 tee boxes. As that's going to be a walk issued there to Piper. Then there'll be a shotgun start on Sunday. Trying to beat some of that weather.
Number 10.
It looks like we may have a change here at pitcher.
Hannah Williams.
As Hannah Williams is due up for the Indians. But we're going to take a break and be back with more as we will have a Choice Pond pitching change here for the Wolves. Back with more right after this.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation. Welcome back as we do have that Choice Pond pitching change. Christian Black now is the pitcher here. She'll be greeted at the plate by Hannah Williams. New runner on the bases for ICC is Haley Reed as that pitch across for a strike. So Boots is over at first. Try to find some Sonic stats here on Christian Black, the new pitcher. She is a sophomore. She's pitched 29 1/3 innings. Is that pitch high for a ball? She's given up 29 hits, 30 runs, 13 of those earned. She's walked 23, struck out 20, has a 3.10 ERA, and is 2-2 on the year with 2 saves. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. 2-1 now is those stats. It's a count. Those stats being brought to you by the Fulton Sonic. Encourage you to go by and thank them for sponsoring ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. That ground ball is going to be a foul ball. 2-2 now is the count. And what a best way to thank our sponsors by spending a little bit of money with them. Melissa Dunn, the manager of the Sonic here in Fulton. I know they had some drink specials going on yesterday. I believe they still have half-price slushes after 8 p.m. So 2-2 is the count. That pitch high for a ball. Snap, throw down to first. They say it was in time. No, it was not. She didn't tag her. They're going to call her out, but she never tagged her. Boots got in under the tag that time. Runner took third. And the umpire, who was on the other side of the field, should have appealed to home, but they did not. The throw beat her, but the tag was extremely slow, so there was a break for the Wolves. 2 outs now. Runner at third, that's going to be Meg Sullivan. This is Hannah Williams coming in this series, batting .298. She does have 8 RBIs on the season. So that pitch high for ball 4. So back-to-back walks now. And this is going to be Bailey Springfield.
Bailey Springfield.
So the Wolves get a gift for out number 2. Now this is going to be Bailey Springfield, the pitcher here for the Indians. Time is taken. And it looks like the Indians are going to have another runner come in here. And judging by the dugout is going to be number 13, Lily Moore, entering to run in place of Williams.
For the Lady Indians, number 13, Lulu Moore.
So Lily will come in to run here. So a base hit could be big here to help Bailey Springfield. She's already working with a 5-0 lead. She was hit by a pitch, was thrown out on a double play. She's also struck out. As that pitch missing high, snap throw down to third as Lily pretty much just walked to second trying to get a throw down that way. Smart play though, good coaching by Co Lin to recognize what ICC typically likes to do in that situation. As that pitch down Broadway for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on Bailey. So Springfield, who is batting .312, she's got 15 RBIs. Thought about going for that one, held off, called a ball. 2-1 now is the count. So Bailey would like to pick up 16. If she can get something down to the gap, could get 17 with pretty good speed over there at second and Lily Moore. So 2-1 is the count. Christian Black, the new pitcher. That pitch high for a ball. 3-1 now goes the count. Shelby Newsom on deck if Springfield were to reach here in the bottom of the fifth inning. ICC with a 5-0 lead. Awaiting the 3-1 pitch here from Black. It's in the dirt for ball four. Bases loaded. Back-to-back-to-back walks now issued by the Wolves, and ICC have ducks on the pond with 2 outs. And this is Shelby Newsom. Newsom reached on an error, but was left stranded in scoring position back in the third. She walked and scored a run in the second. So Newsom batting .304. Takes it to that pitch across for a strike. She does have 6 RBIs. She's got 2 extra base hits, 14 hits on the year, has scored 5 runs. Can hit for some power. She looks at that pitch, low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here on Shelby Newsom. If Newsom were to reach, then it'd be Vasquez due up next for the Indians. This one popped up. Trouble though. Shortstop's going to get back in time to squeeze it for the out. Thought for a second it had a little bit more legs on it than that, but it did not, and that's going to end the inning. So the Indians do get 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error in the inning, and ICC leads it now 5-0 after 5 complete. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza. Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we do have a Choice Pawn position change as Haley Reed, also known as Boots, heading out to left field. The outfield will look like this as we'll give you your Coca-Cola defensive lineup. Out in left field is Boots. Center fielder is Corey Childs. Right field, Meg Sullivan. Third baseman is JoJo Vasquez. Shortstop will be Rachel Sternisha. Second baseman, Madison Carnes. Over at first will be Shelby Newsom. Inside the circle is Bailey Springfield. And behind the plate is Samantha Conley. That is your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here for the Indians in the top of the fifth. It'll be Paige Hewlin to lead things off here, the center fielder. That pitch high and inside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. Ground ball, and it's going to be a foul ball down that third base line. 1-1 is the count. Yeah, that one I was going to say probably hurt Paige as she caught that one on the end of the bat. Not necessarily too cold, but just enough to rattle your bones a little bit there if you're Paige Hewlin, the center fielder. She flew out to left in foul territory in her previous at-bat. The Indians have such a shift on right now with their center fielder. They almost have two left fielders. This ball, a line drive foul out of play on the left side of the field. So if she can get something down over the head of the second baseman, there is a gap that you can drive a bus through sideways out there in right field and right center. You see it right there on your screen. So 1-2 is the count here. Pitch coming from Springfield. It drifts up high for a ball. Let's take a look. You see it even better now on the wide angle. How the Indians are playing Paige in this situation. So I guess the hitting chart says she likes to go left. And that has been the case here as she fouls that one off. Out of play to the left side of the field. 2-2 is your count. Hewlin, Thornton, and Pettit all scheduled to be up here in the top of the fifth for the Wolves. 5-0 is the lead for ICC. Game 1 of 2 this afternoon in Fulton. So winning the 2-2 pitch here from Springfield. And it misses low. 3-2 now goes the count here to Hewlin, the center fielder. ICC scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third and fourth innings. That's where they lead it now, 5-0. So waiting the payoff pitch here from Springfield. 3-2 count. Pitch on its way. Ground ball, first baseman gets it and steps on the bag for out number 1. That is Newsom over at first, recording the putout.
Number 14, Abigail Thornton.
So now up is going to be Abigail Thornton. Thornton walked, was left stranded back in the second. She came into this series batting .281. She's playing second base this afternoon and has played it pretty well defensively for the Wolves. Trying to spark the bats here for Co Lin. Late on that fastball, strike 1. Outfield shifted back to normal here for Thornton, the second baseman. 0-1 is the count. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the fifth. This pitch popped up, shallow, and the second baseman makes the play, though, for out number 2. That's Madison Carnes squeezing it for the putout, and now up is going to be number 12. That's Tori Pettit, the third baseman.
Tori Pettit.
Pettit flew out to right in foul territory to end the second in her previous at-bat. Trying to spark the bats here with 2 outs in the top of the fifth. Game 1, ICC leading 5-0. Rise ball just up for a ball. We do welcome those watching on Let'sGoICCTV.com. That pitch kind of just slipped out of the hand of Springfield that time. 2-0 now goes the count. We got Tim Sullivan checking in as well. He's watching from Houston. Proud papa of former ICC catcher Mary Kansas Sullivan, MK Sullivan, as that pitch across for a strike. So we do appreciate Tim and all the rest of you watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com for all your support of ICC softball and all of our broadcast. That pitch. Wow, where did that one miss? Good looking pitch there. I guess it was a little low. 3-1 now is the count. Springfield kind of just laughing that one off. So with 2 outs, 3-1 is the count Pettit trying to find a way on base here to extend the inning. That pitch across for a strike. 3-2 now is the count here on Pettit. So Pettit's going to have a pretty sharp eye at this at bat here. Springfield getting the call and toes the rubber now. The 3-2 pitch coming from Springfield. Ground ball, Vasquez eats it up, throws it over in time for the putout. Nice play by JoJo Vasquez. We take a look at that one on the replay. Lost her balance, but was able to find it and get the putout to end the inning. A 3-up, 3-down, top of the 5th there for the Wolves. So ICC leads it 5-0 as we get set to move to the bottom of the 5th inning here, as it will be the 8-9-1 batters due up for the Indians here to start the inning. Can't remember who the Indians subbed in for Burns. Actually, I do. It's going to be JoJo Vasquez, Madison Carnes, and Corey Childs scheduled to be up here, as we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation. And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. As it'll be Vasquez, Carnes, and Childs due up here. Be the first at-bat of the game here for JoJo. Take a look at the Sonic stats on Joanna Vasquez.
Coming to the plate for the Lady India.
She's batting .259 on the year with a .344 on base percentage and a .333 slugging. Those are your Sonic stats on Vasquez. Takes a look at that first pitch, a little off-speed pitch from Black. Across for a strike. Christina Black entered in the 5th inning with 2 outs, walked a couple, and then finally got a pop up to short to end the inning. Change up that, wow. Now, JoJo's not much north of 5 foot tall. Is that one a very friendly strike zone there? Goes for strike 2. Vasquez had to chase one out of the zone and fouls it off one of the light poles here. Well, they say every time you come to the ballpark, you're going to see something you haven't seen before, and I can honestly say I don't recall seeing that. So 1-2 now is the count here on Vasquez. JoJo looks at that pitch, low and outside. 2-2 now is the count on JoJo. So the 1-2 pitch coming. Excuse me, that should have been 2-2. I believe the count now goes 3-2. So 2-2 is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. Vasquez looks at that one low, and JoJo has done a good job now, battled back to force the count to go full. She's batting in that 8th spot in place of Olivia Burns, who is to be the anticipated starter in Game 2. Vasquez rips one. Center fielder can't get to it. Nice at bat by Vasquez to come back and win the battle there and gets her 8th hit of the season.
Number 9, Madison Carnes.
So now this will bring Madison Carnes to the plate. Madison popped up a bunt in her previous at-bat for a Little Caesars double play to end the 3rd. She did have a double and scored a run. Shows bunt, pulls back on it. Vasquez will trot back to first. That extra base hit was the 2nd of the year for Madison, the 10th hit of the year. Shows bunt, lays it down, sacrifice bunt, only one play, and it's airmailed. Madison missed first base, had to head back to the bag, and will step on it safely. So an error on the play will allow Vasquez to get over to third. Cards will each reach safely. Tried to throw to first, and the second baseman covering first was Abigail Thornton. She went to be about another foot taller to be able to find that one that time on the throw. So the sacrifice bunt turns into an error, but still is a sacrifice bunt. And that sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC BSU. As this is Corey Childs at the plate. The ICC BSU, they meet Monday nights at 7:07. Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget $2 for your friend for lunch and worship on Wednesdays at noon. That's the ICC BSU. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Pitch is high for a ball. Childs singled, stole a base, advanced on an error, and scored a run. She's also walked, was left stranded, and then grounded out to the pitcher in her first at bat of the day. So no outs, runners on the corners here for the Indians, trying to build on this 5-0 lead in the bottom of the fifth. Runner goes. That's going to be called a ball, and that's going to be a stolen base for Carnes. So this is going to be Childs at the plate. Corey batting .292. She does have 3 RBIs as that pitch up high for a ball. Don't get many chances in that leadoff position to knock in any runs. She would love to see her pick up her 4th, maybe even 5th, if they're playing. There was a pretty big gap over there above second base, and that's going to be a walk. Second time today that Corey has drawn a walk, so she'll get the free pass to load the bases for Meg Sullivan. It looks like we may have another pitching change here, and that's going to be the case as the Co Lin coach will make the slow roll to the circle here, and we will have a choice pond pitching change coming for Co Lin. Let's take a break. ICC leads it 5-0 with no outs. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the fifth, game 1 against Co Lin.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill and an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgating 101.
So Morgan Dubose is the new pitcher here for the Wolves. She is making her 5th appearance of the year. She's got 9.1 innings pitched, 16 hits, 12 runs, 9 of those earned. She's walked 5, struck out 6, and has a 6.75 ERA. The ball gets away, and the run will score for the Indians. So that was Vasquez, who came around to score on the wild pitch. Runners were also able to advance. Childs at second. Carnes is at third. The game-ending run is at second for the Indians. At pitch across for a strike on Meg Sullivan. Sullivan batting .421. She's leading the team in that category. She does have 22 RBIs. That's also leading the team. She's got a double and a run scored. There's a shot up the middle to the pitcher. And score that one 1-3 on the putout of Sullivan for the first out of the inning. And runners did not try to score there. This is going to be Samantha Conley. So Samantha will dig in here. She is 1-3. on the afternoon. She does have 2 RBIs, a single. She pushed across a run in the first, pushed off another one in the second on a ground out to second. So the Indians trying to find a way to make quick work of the Wolves here in game 1. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Sherman. So that's ball 1. 1 run did score. That was on a wild pitch that allowed Vasquez to score from third. That pitch right across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Once again, a pretty big gap out there. If she can get something over the head of the second baseman, would end it here for the Indians early, as we're 6 runs. So that hang up, change up outside. 2-1 now is the count. Of course, it is 8 after 5 is the rule in conference play. So 2-1 is the count here to Samantha Conley. Conley lines one, shortstop finds it. Nobody covering the base there, though. As Conley just rips one, and a nice play at short to make that jumping catch by Alex Anthony for the second out of the inning.
Number 18.
And this is going to be Mackenzie Piper coming into bat here. Piper will dig in with 2 outs. And runners on second and third here for the Indians. That pitch across for a strike. This is Dubose in the circle here. She came in and got a ground out right back to her to retire Sullivan. Got a line out on a rope by Conley to short for the second out of the inning. And that pitch inside, missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Mackenzie Piper. Piper's 1 for 2 with a single. She did walk back in the 5th, had a single back in the 1st, but was left stranded in that inning. 6-0 is your score. Piper looks at that pitch, falls off the table, ball gets away, and the run will score again. So now ICC takes a 7-0 lead. Ball got away, and that allowed Carnes to score. And now Corey Childs is at third. So a base hit here will do it for the Indians. They lead at 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th against Co Lin. And Piper takes a healthy chop at that one, but comes up empty. 2-2 now is the count for 2 outs. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. That's the game-winning run for the Indians. Change up lifted. Center fielder is going to go over and camp underneath it, and Co Lin will escape to see another inning of play here as ICC plates 2 on a pair of wild pitches here in the bottom of the 5th. 7-0 is your lead. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the top of the 6th inning. ICC with a 7-0 lead here. Had a chance to end it early if they could have got that run to score from third. They did pick up 2 runs on a couple of wild pitches, but a nice job by Morgan DeBose to come in and get 3 straight outs to get out of that inning or be able to get out of the inning to extend the contest here. So it'll be the number 9 1-2 batters due up here for Co Lin, as this is Allison Livingston. She flew out to left in her first at bat, trying to spark a rally here in the top of the 6th for the Wolves. That pitch across for a strike. Bailey Springfield still in the circle here for the Indians. It's like Hannah Williams is back out in left field for the Indians. That pitch stuck to the hand a little bit too long by Springfield. It was just a little high for a ball. That appears to be the only change defensively for the Indians, so that's a Choice Pond position change. Need a pond loan? Go by and see the fine folks at Choice Pond, choicepond.com. That pitch across for a strike. Of course, when we talk about Choice Pond, they've got a going out of business sale right now here in Fulton. Pretty much come make a deal. Everything pushing 90% off in the store. 1-2 is the count here to Livingston. That pitch missing outside. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out as Livingston is leading us off here. Allison batting a team-high .444 coming into this series. Looks at that one low, and now the count goes full. She also has a team-high .545 on base percentage and a .444 slugging percentage. So 3-2 pitch coming. Popped up. Carnes will go over and squeeze it for the putout for out number 1. Now we go back to the top of the lineup, and this is scheduled to be up Callie Fortenberry. And that's who it is here. Fortenberry 0 for 2 in the afternoon with a pair of groundouts to Sternisha over at short. So 1 out, nobody on here. Top of the 6th, ICC with a 7-0 lead here over Co Lin. Change up, falling off the table just a bit too soon for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Fortenberry. Fortenberry enters this series batting .366, .438 on base percentage, .366 slugging. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out and nobody on. Remind you, at the conclusion of today's game, we'll have the Renaissance Bank post-game report coming your way. As well, we'll be selecting our Sonic Star of the game. Ground ball just over the head of a leaping Springfield, and that's going to be the first hit of the day for Callie Fortenberry. And that is going to be the second hit of the day surrendered by Springfield. You have to go all the way back to Morgan DeBose, the 3rd batter of the game, to find
Number
the last
6,
hit.
Alex Anthony.
Before that, the Indians retired 11 straight batters. The last base runner that Co Lin had was a walk issued to Abigail Thornton back in the 2nd. So Fortenberry is on at first. She has 9 stolen bases on the year. That's 2nd on the team behind Paige Hullen, who has 18. Shows bunt, fouls it off, strike 1. 1-1 now is the count. That first pitch was a pitch out to see if the runner might be going in that situation. She was not. 7-0 is the lead here, ICC, with the lead in game 1. So waiting the 1-1 pitch here from Springfield. Missing just a bit low. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on first. Pitch popped up. Conley going over and makes the play. Just out of your screen, but a great hustle job that time by Samantha Conley. Was able to disregard the mask in a hurry, find the ball and catch it, and then keep herself from running into the netting.
Morgan Dubose.
Nice hustle that time on the part of Samantha Conley to get out number 2, and now up is going to be Morgan Dubose. She is the DP who turned into the pitcher in that previous inning. She's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Swings on that rise ball, couldn't find it. Strike 1. Well, as we talked about, the next game for ICC will be on Monday. That's going to be at Holmes. Weather pending. There is a lot of rain in the forecast next week, folks, so you want to be sure and stay tuned on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. Also, the softball page. There's a bunt laid down foul. ICC Softball on Facebook. And you can visit letsgoicc.com for any changes to the schedules that could be coming up next week. As there, as I said, a lot of rain up in this area. I think it was, last I checked, 80% chance of rain on Monday. But that could have been about 3 hours away. Could very well be different. Swung on, miss for strike 3. Bailey Springfield gets another Renaissance Bank strikeout. That's the 4th of the game for Springfield, and it ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. ICC needs one to end it. Can they find it here in the bottom of the 6th? They lead it 7-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on letsgoiccctv.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
What do you want to do for lunch? I'm not going to pay like $7 for a burger combo.
You kids don't know about the raddest Little Caesars lunch combo of all time? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4. Here, hold this.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back. Now let's move to the bottom of the 6th inning. New third baseman for Co Lin is Alexandra Thomas. Thomas now playing third base for Co Lin here in the bottom of the 6th. 7-0 is your score, ICC. With the lead, and now up is going to be Hannah Williams. Williams, Springfield, and Newsom due up here for the Indians. In the bottom of the 6th, ICC with a 7-0 lead. At first pitch, finds the corner of the plate for a strike. This is Morgan DeBose. DeBose came in and retired the first 3 batters she saw. Ground out to the pitcher, line out to short, and a fly out to center. As that pitch just missing outside for a ball. 1-1 is the count. Hannah Williams is 1 for 2 with a run scored. She walked. Her courtesy runner in the 5th was Lily Moore. As that pitch drops in for a strike. Lily did score, or excuse me, did steal a base. Hannah batting .298, 352 on base and 340 slugging. And there's a shot and another hit for Hannah Williams. Hannah is seeing the ball well, folks. As she just went with that one. Put it out to center field for her 2nd hit of the day.
Number 21, Bailey Springfield.
And now up is going to be Bailey Springfield for the Indians. Bailey got the start, looking to end it here for the Indians. 1 run away from getting that mercy rule victory here. Bailey shows bunt, lays it down. It's a good one. Throw over to first just in time. Sacrifice bunt by Bailey, executed to perfection that time. Puts the runner over at second now with 1 out. Of course, when we talk about the sacrifice bunt, we do remind you of the ICC Baptist Student Union as they remind you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU, and now up to bat is going to be Macy Cox. Macy Cox will dig in this situation with a runner at second and 1 out. Macy hit the ball pretty well in that Pearl River series earlier in the week. Looks at that pitch outside for a ball. Bottom of the 6th, 7-0. ICC with the lead, looking to close the door early here in Game 1 against Co Lin. That pitch paints the corner for a strike. Good delivery that time by Morgan DuBose. Really light Morgan inside the circle here for Co Lin. She does a good job hitting her locations and changing up her speeds. This pitch fouled off. 1-2 now is the count here on Macy Cox. So Macy getting her first bat of the day. She's batting .339 as a .420 on base percentage. Takes that one for a ball. Also .407 slugging percentage. She's got 5 RBIs on the year, 20 hits. I'd like to see her add to that total here. Change up, waited on it, gets it through. Oh, nice diving stop. Ball gets away, and this could do it. And that'll do it. So the Indians will win it on an error in this one. 8-0, your final score here in Game 1. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars Instant Replay. It will be a single for Macy. Doesn't quite get credit for the RBI as the throw was away, allowing Hannah Williams to come across and score the 8th run of the game in this one. ICC wins Game 1 by the final score of 8-0 in 6 innings. We'll take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back here to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC wins it in 6 innings, 8-0 here in Game 1 over Co Lin. Let's take a look at your final lines here for Co Lin. It was no runs, 2 hits, 4 errors. For ICC, it was 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Let's take a look at your Sonic stats for Co Lin as they fall to 14-12 on the year, 5-6 inside conference play. It was Callie Fortenberry who was 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Alex Anthony was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Morgan DuBose was 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Taylor Bryant was 0 for 2. Sherman was 0 for 2. Hullen was 0 for 2. Abigail Thornton 0 for 1 with the walk. Tori Pettit was 0 for 2. And Allison Livingston 0 for 2 as well. For ICC, they had 10 hits, so that means a lot of people put the bat on the ball this afternoon. Corey Childs, 1 for 2 with a stolen base and a run scored. She also walked twice. Meg Sullivan was 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs and a run scored. She also stole a base. Samantha Conley was 1 for 4 with a single and 2 RBIs. Mackenzie Piper was 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. Hannah Williams was 2 for 3 on the afternoon. She did have a 2-run scored. She also had a walk. Her courtesy runner was Lily Moore. She stole a base. Then it was Bailey Springfield. She was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She was hit by a pitch, walked, and had a sacrifice bunt. Shelby Williams was 0 for 2. She did reach twice, once on a walk where she scored a run. She also reached on an error, stole a base, was left stranded. And then it was Macy Cox who got the hit that caused the walk-off error. She was 1 for 1 today with a single, does not get credit with an RBI. It was Olivia Burns who was 0 for 2. JoJo Vasquez 1 for 1 with a run scored. Madison Carnes was 1 for 2. She reached on an error on a sacrifice bunt. She scored twice, stole a base. Our Sonic star of the game is going to be Bailey Springfield. She improves to 12-2 on the year. She gave up 2 hits and I believe recorded her 5th shutout on the year. She did strike out 4 of those Renaissance Bank strikeouts. So she improves to 66 strikeouts on the season in the 6-inning effort here. So that was her 82nd innings pitch. Of course, her ERA continues to drop here in this one. So that's going to do it for game 1. ICC wins it by the final score of 8-0 here in game 1. We invite you to stay tuned as we'll have game 2 coming your way in about 20 minutes here on Let'sGoICCTV.com as ICC wins it here in game 1, 8-0 in 6 innings.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.